Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. We're continuing the front page review with the Daily Sun. Nima, kudos and knocks trail Tinubu's second-year anniversary, which was yesterday. Court to deliver rulings on admissibility of federal government's evidence against Nnamdi Kanu. Atiku attacks Tinubu over fresh borrowing, calls moves economic sabotage. PDP, Ighodalo head to Supreme Court as Appeal Court affirms Okpeholo's election. So now, what is happening in our states, in my Indo states?
I was going to ask Amaka that if you no go agree, we no go agree. Is the Appeal Court not the final court for governorship election tribunal?
I did not know that they can go to Supreme Court.
The Appeal Court is the final, yes. Yeah.
But they say they no go agree, they are going to Supreme Court.
But there's no Supreme Court now. That's what the law says. Appeal Court now. After election tribunal, now you go to Appeal Court,
you know that there are some technicalities that allow such appeals, so I don't know what
the technicalities.
Let's be watching. The Appeal Court sitting in Abuja, the three-man panel court, unanimously affirmed that the Governor Okpebholo is a substantive governor of Edo State, following the petition filed by all aggrieved parties from the election, particularly the PDP, as well as his candidate in the last elections, Edo State governorship elections. And Okpebholo has now extended olive branch, saying you people should come, let's work together. You people should let all these things go.
Let bygone be bygone.
Let bygone be bygone, according to my people. And then they are saying no, they're heading to the Appeal Court, the Supreme Court to appeal the Appeal Court's ruling. I'm wondering if it's a unanimous decision of the Appeal Court. What are the grounds? But in their own wisdom, they want to appeal it. Congratulations to Okpebholo, to Governor Monday Okpebholo, my governor of Edo State. Yeah, congratulations. But it can just help us reduce all the birthday shout-outs that we have been seeing in the media recently. And Facebook for governance. I think it's doing well. My people at home have good news from
saying good things.
That's what we want, at least. Yes. All right. So who has what?
Yeah. So the Federal High Court in Abuja stood down proceedings to deliver ruling on the admissibility of the evidence sought to be tendered by the federal government in the ongoing trial of Nnamdi Kanu, who is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. Yes. The Justice James Motosho stood down the matter after the federal government's counsel, Sadi Hassan, and Kanu's lawyer, Barrister Paul Irokoro-san, also adopted their written addresses and argued their cases for and against the propriety of the evidence. Basically, because the justice is ordering a trial within trial, following Kanu's rejection of the extrajudicial statements thought to be tendered by the federal government's lawyer. Basically, what happened is that Nnamdi Kanu is saying that the statements that they said he made, that he didn't make those statements
and that's the basis for
voluntarily, that he made those statements under duress. That he's been threatened by the interrogators, that he was put under solitary confinement on the ground cell, that he's not been treated well, that usually they grant him 1 hour during the day to go out, like to receive fresh air because of health conditions. They've withdrawn that from him. So basically that they put him under undue conditions.
That nullifies any confession.
And then that he was also asked to say those things about President Jonathan and the former governor Rochas of Imo State. But then one of the DSS operatives who came as a witness, who was the federal government's witness, said that those things didn't happen, that even during the interrogation, they gave him lots of bottled water, that everything, all the claims that he's making, and that the things that he said he suffered, that nothing like that happened. But regardless of that, the justice has ordered the conduct of a trial within trial to ascertain the voluntariness or otherwise of Kanu's statements. So let's see what happens.
The case is taking very long. Please, when is it going to end?
No. It's a security case, and it's a case on terrorism. It's not a case that is meant to be a swift case. It might be protracted. Though we're all looking forward to having this just pass.
I wanted to take
Diri, the governor of Bayelsa State, Duye Diri, has pledged to. There's a young man that died. He's a 26-year-old fresh graduate of the Federal University of Otuoke. He died on the 16th of May. He was shot. According to his families and a few eyewitnesses, they said he was shot by police. But the police are saying that it was caught in court in a cult rivalry battle, and that was how he was shot. Long and short of it is that the governor has pledged to pay compensation to the family, and they pledged to get justice for the family. This is a fresh graduate. It's a really, really sad situation that the law enforcement agencies must be professional. It's sad to hear that this kind of allegation is being levied against the law enforcement agency, but this is not the first time, and we really need to help our police by supporting them with as many trainings as possible, even as we also hold them accountable when they actually are the ones that made that mistake. So.
Okay, so I have the Lassa fever gist.
Hey.
They said the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention has reported a total of 366 deaths from Lassa fever and meningitis in the country. They said they confirmed 733 cases out of 5,118 that they had taken, and that the suspected infection across 18 states and 95 local government areas. That's what they are saying.
Okay.
And they are saying that within the same period, the country recorded 141 deaths. That some people have died because of this thing. And most affected age group is 21 to 30 years. So let's take note. And they said to coordinate the response, the National Lassa Fever Multi-Partner Multi-Sectorial Incident Management System has been activated at all levels. So now they are making sure that this thing is controlled. And I heard that there's a new species of rat, the white one, that they brought it in, you know, when they are bringing in containers from Chinko people, so they mistakenly sneaked in the one color of the white colored rat, and now it's here, now it's everywhere, and to start
carrying his own unique
disease. You can imagine it with the black one.
If you want to help, you want support.
I'm donating cats for free.
Donating cats to help you to kill the rats around.
We have 4 kittens.
Right now. All right, moving on to Vanguard. The only story in the Vanguard right now is the presidency, Atiku, Afenifere, MBF, others clash over Tinubu's midterm report. Some say the economy is biting hard. That's from Afenifere. The first 2 years, a disaster. That's from the Middle Belt Forum. Wabara claims that the economic revival is adding insults to the suffering of Nigerians. Democracy thriving in Nigeria under Tinubu. That's from the presidency. Our policy unstoppable, irreversible. That's from APC. But let's move on to Nigerian Tribune. Major headline, of course, there's the picture story, which is celebrating the governor, is it governor? His Excellency Senator Dr. Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar of Zamfara State. Yeah. No, I'm seeing Marafan Sokoto Shetima.
I have a story.
Zamfara West Senatorial. It took most of the papers to celebrate the president. I just want his people to know that is what he spends money on.
So
at this
Nigerian
time.
police, well done. Sorry, the Nigerian Immigration Service, well done.
Okay.
They were able to nab this wanted ritualist from Enugu.
Oh, the one that went viral.
Yes, the one had been sending. So I've been following the story. So they found him at the Seme border trying to cross and escape. His name is Obi Levi Obieze, and he's popularly known as Levi Obuoyeka. And he was
several dead bodies.
Immediately nabbed for involvement in abductions, kidnapping, and ritual killings. There was an expose. He had kidnapped a young girl who kept screaming and alerted the community vigilante around the community. And so they went into his residence and searched and found bodies.
Oh my God. They even saw a pregnant woman's body.
Fully still pregnant on her knees. He had buried her alive.
Oh my God.
I wanted this terrible. Yes. And can I use this opportunity to say, whenever such a scene, it's a crime scene, don't go in burning and destroying. Leave the things as they are. It will assist in further investigation.
Yes.
Leave it as evidence.
Because I'm sure those bodies now, their family members are still looking for them.
Yes, those mobbing them and burning things destroys more evidence. And I personally feel that if you are busy in that kind of situation, burning things,
you have something to hide.
Sure.
All right, let's take the stories in Nigerian Tribune. Outrage as students sit for WAEC. We've taken that story already. 21 sadly died, 10 missing in Niger flood disaster, and Sidi Kota of Mauritania succeeds additional as the African Development Bank head. That was a bit bittersweet yesterday. Well, how long are we going to stay there? It's not a delay now.
We had our
additional
brother,
did as well.
Our uncle Adaji had one of the best 10 years.
Yes, he did as well.
So he represented Nigeria.
You have that story.
So Mauritania's Sidi Altar is the new president of the African Development Bank, following the recent announcements and that our brother Dr. Femi Adewumi Adesina is no longer will no longer be presiding over the bank. But he had an amazing outing.
Yes.
And I will use more opportunities.
He made us proud.
Yes.
Yes. Many policies favored the bank started doing what the bank was meant to do.
But Sidi Altai is also a PhD holder in economics from the University of Nice. I believe that more impactful
policies will come from him.
All right, so the accidents that happened.
Yeah, so I have the story of the flood that happened in Niger. They said 21 corpses were recovered. Yes, Niger State. And that there was a heavy rainfall at the Mokwa local government area of Niger State, and that the two communities most affected are Tufin Maza and Angwen Hausawa in the Mokwa town. And they also said that it included commercial vehicles, private cars, trucks they were all trapped in that. But if you see, I saw a video of the way the water was just. If you see the way serious what the flood was, the water was just going at a very, very, very fast pace and all, and they packing things and everything. So they said they are still doing search and rescue operations. They're still ongoing, and so far that some of the victims that they've been able to rescue, some of them are in the hospitals and receiving treatment. So I pray that they will get to the bottom of it all.
Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review for today. When we return, we have a special feature. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.